All right, hello again, everybody. Welcome to our next lesson here. This is the growth of nativism. This is for our unit Urban America. So, objectives and standards. You will be able to recognize how nativism impacted immigrants in the United States, and you will be able to understand the struggles of immigrants in the late 1800s. And take a moment there to look over the standards, if you would please. And our desired result. How did nativism impact immigrants? Okay, how did nativism impact immigrants? So immigration leads to increased tension. The growth of immigrants led some Americans to feel a sense of nativism. Now, nativism is an extreme dislike of immigrants by native-born people, okay? Our check marks there. Nativism originally focused on Irish immigrants in the 1840s and 1850s, but focused on Asians, the Jewish, and Eastern Europeans in the late 1800s. Remember, these are the groups of people that are coming here in the late 1800s, okay? Some Americans opposed immigration for different reasons. Fear of Catholics taking over the country from Protestants, religious fears, and then labor unions claimed immigrants hurt U.S. workers by taking jobs for lower pay. Okay, and these are just some of the reasons. There are some others as well, but these are some of the main reasons that they do that. And sorry about any crazy check marks there you might see. So, organizing against immigrants. The increased feelings of nativism led to the creation of two anti-immigrant groups, okay? Founded in 1887 by Henry Bowers, who you see here, top picture there, the American Protective Association, or APA, was an anti-Catholic group, okay? Members promised not to hire or vote for Catholics, and they also asked for restrictions on Catholic immigration. Okay. Another group, people on the West Coast, were strongly against Chinese immigration, and sometimes violence broke out. The Working Man's Party of California was formed, by Dennis Kearney, okay, who was actually an Irish immigrant himself on the West Coast. Bottom picture there. They looked to prevent Chinese immigration. They won seats to the California legislature to prevent this, and made Chinese immigration a national issue as well. So, limiting immigration. The opposition to Chinese immigration led to several laws that were passed by Congress. Now, large amounts of immigrants arriving in the United States were limited. While most of these laws to limit immigration were vetoed or denied by presidents at the time, there were some changes as well. Okay, so President Chester A. Arthur signed two bills. He signed two bills. The first one was the Chinese Exclusion Act, and this was in 1882. It stopped Chinese immigration for 10 years, and prevented Chinese in the United States from becoming citizens. Now, the law was renewed in 1892 and then made permanent in 1902. Okay, eventually the law was repealed in 1943, but the Chinese Exclusion Act did prevent Chinese from coming to the United States and those who were here from becoming citizens until at least 1943. Now, the Immigration Act, also passed in 1882, forced a head tax of 50 cents on each immigrant who arrived by ship at a United States port. Immigration officials were also given the power to turn away immigrants who were criminals, mentally disabled, or could not take care of themselves. And this also established immigration stations as well, such as Ellis Island and Angel Island, which you learned about in the previous lesson. Okay, and that's Chester A. Arthur there, that picture there. You see him here. So, optimism by immigrants. So while immigrants faced difficulties of coming to and living in the United States, many of them remained optimistic. They understood that although they may be poor, face problems, they could improve themselves, unlike in their home country. So they were really optimistic, and they understood that. Wages for jobs were higher for immigrants than where they were from. And cheap land on the Great Plains also gave immigrants opportunities as well. Many immigrants felt a sense of optimism or hopefulness and pride and possibility by coming to the United States they had not felt before. Okay, and again, you can see a family here or a group of people looking at the Statue of Liberty as they're coming to the United States or arriving in the United States. All right. So our closure. How did nativism impact immigrants? Think about why people were against immigrants. Think about the groups that took action against immigrants and the laws that were passed to try to prevent immigration or kind of stop immigration a little bit, and that'll help you answer your questions. Hope you have a great rest of your day or night. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns, and hope to talk to y'all soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.